September 24th. Yesterday we were 2-0. We took a couple of dogs that even sound worse when you say the names. Pittsburgh plus 120 and Oakland plus 110. When I made those bets, I don't pick the teams. I just let the data do the picking. And I'll tell you what, I had a hard time believing those were going to hit 2-0, but I followed the numbers. The numbers proved out. That puts us over the last 17 games at 21-12 overall, which is incredible because I think we're like 21-8 on dogs, known for them favorites. I just keep coming back to that because I can't believe how well the dogs have done. But we're finding the right dogs. Today we've got two picks for you. The first game is Toronto-Tampa Bay. This one is barely a dog. You got basically minus 108 on Toronto, which is technically the underdog since Tampa Bay is minus 112. The Passan model has it even, which is fine by me. Both teams are 6-4, so we'll just call that a wash. The split here is at 83%. Teams with 83% split percentage in that range are hitting 63% the last month at 55 and 32 and -3 units. Key point right there. People always say, "What's your record?" Well, if I bet every baseball game the last month between 80 and 100% of the split, I'd have a 63% win percentage at 55 and 32. Sounds great. Nope, -3 units. So records don't matter. They could also be hitting 48% of your bets, betting all dogs, and probably be up a lot of units. So records don't matter. It's the bankroll. It's the units. It's how you pick and how you play. Let's see. What do we got next? The pitchers, we have this name I can't pronounce. Kikuchi, I guess, from Toronto, has a 1.24 ERA at 62%. In the last month, the teams or pitchers with that kind of whip percent or whip number have a 62% win percentage in the last month at 95 and 59. They're up 6.7 units. Whereas if you go to Bradley, he is at, let's see here, 1.38. That's got a 45% win percentage at 45 and 55 and -11 units, so not good. Then you go back to the ERAs. The Toronto pitcher has a 3.74 ERA, which is hitting 51% over the last 30 days at 63 and 61 and -11 units. Whereas if you go down here to the Tampa Bay pitcher, his ERA is pretty horrid, 5.36. That has a 39% win percentage at 52 and 83 and -21 units. Tampa Bay does have the advantage on the home field. They're up, 26 games over 500 versus 10 on Toronto. You've got to give them the home field advantage to some extent. This game is honestly coming down to the better whip of the Toronto pitcher. Last 10 games have been relatively even. My model loves Toronto over Tampa Bay, and you can see it's based on a lot of offensive stats that add up to be equal to the pitching, and there's an away win percentage, which 10 games over 500 in baseball usually gets is a good thing, but when you're playing a team that's 26 games over at home, it's not as applicable, but still very good. Then you get down here, this guy on Tampa Bay is killing them on the negative points for his ERA, and his whip is not quite as strong. So but the offense, we know Tampa's a good team. I'm going to put 1 unit on this game. I'm putting 1 unit on both games today. I'm not in love with the games, mostly because of the splits. I'd rather get a 25 to 35% split range than be following the public. But for 1 unit, we'll follow the numbers, follow the data, and let's see where it goes. The next game is Baltimore. We've got Baltimore here at minus 110. This is plus 13 on the predictive confidence. What I will tell you is this: there is no favorite, there is no underdog, so that piece will not apply on this game. It's pretty much a pick'em game. Looking here, Baltimore's got some good offensive numbers. Held their number 6 in the league or 7 in the league in RBIs, offensive hits. So they get on, they move runners, they score. The pitcher's ERA is an issue, but his whip is good, which is a bigger metric for me. And the away win percentage is very strong. They're a very good road team. Let's break it down a little closer. The Passan model likes Baltimore, which is unusual. Usually the Passan model either agrees with me or disagrees with me. But I'm sorry, usually it's a tie or disagrees with me. So today it's actually agreeing. So that's actually, I'm not sure how to interpret that. Both teams are 5-5. That's a wash, but that would be 50% at 60 and 62 over the last month and -3.4 units. At 61% of the split, we're following the public at 54% over the last month at 68 and 58 -12 units. The road dog does not apply because there is no home road dog number here. And then the last thing is the pitchers. Let's break those down. Gibson has a 1.33 Whip at 45% the last month, whereas McKenzie has a 62% win percentage the last month at 1.2. You got to give the Cleveland pitcher the advantage. Then you go to the ERAs. Gibson's at 5. McKenzie's at 4.5. The tier really for how I do it is 3.5 to 4.5, and then it goes from 4.51 and up. I put this in the 4.51 bucket because it was so close, which put both teams basically at the same 39% win rate over the last month, or both of these players in that range. All that to say, basically, the pitching is pretty even. There's a little bit of an advantage to Cleveland, but Baltimore's a stronger team. I've done well on Baltimore this year. I did lose one a couple nights ago, maybe Wednesday or Thursday, after I had a couple earlier on Baltimore, but I'm comfortable with Baltimore. I will say one thing. Reading these lines, though, 39% of the bets, hitting 87% of the money, screams Cleveland. And I would love to follow that because that's a model that I tend to, as you people that know me, know that I'm very much on the splits. But today, I'm going with a better team. I've had some really good streaks. I was 15-3 at one point this year, and I was betting basically in that 60, 70, more like the 70-plus split percentage and doing really well. So I'm not saying you can win at that and win consistently forever, but there are trends for times that you just jump on it and go with it. So anyway, 1 unit apiece. Toronto, Baltimore, have a good day. By the way, I was 4-0 yesterday on college football. I don't put those picks out because I've only got 3 weeks of data, or 4 weeks of data basically, and I want to get a little further in the season before I share those to make sure I'm putting out good data and good picks. So have a good day. Go Chiefs.